In this video, we're going to cover the CBT technique of rating beliefs and emotions. Now, a lot of people come in really having a difficult time distinguishing the power and the potency of the feelings and beliefs they have. This kind of falls in the category of black and white thinking, and the less often but no less real black and white feeling, where someone might come in, a client will be upset, and there's no degree, there's no differentiation. That upset is upset, anger is anger, sad is sad. And what you need to do as the clinician is, in order to make those feelings more manageable, start training the client to recognize how sad they are. If you were to, one way of doing this is creating a scale of, 0 to 100, and having your client practice on the scale of 0 to 100, how sad are you? How angry are you? And the more the client is trained into being able to relate to feelings this way, as not being all or nothing, but having variation, well, all of a sudden the feelings become more manageable, and their interpretations, their beliefs, all of a sudden are a lot less dark and a lot less doom, simply by virtue of the fact that the feelings they're having make more room for more than just sad. Because if you think about it, well, if a person's 30% sad, well, there's 70% of something else. And what is that something else? Well, there's a lot to be satisfied in life over. There's a lot to be grateful for. And that the more we limit how much we're recognizing sad in our life, well, that's great. That's limiting sad, but what it's also doing is it's allowing there to be something else. So this technique provides tremendous flexibility in a person's life to be able to tackle the hard times they're having, and allowing them to appreciate what else is going on. Another part of this technique, and one way of thinking about CBT, is the art of introducing doubt and curious questioning in life. And so by introducing doubt and curious questioning when it comes to emotions, put your client back in the driver's seat, no longer being a victim of their feelings as much as almost like a curator of what their experiences are, which is a much more powerful position to be in life. Now, one of the best ways I've found in using this technique is to pull out the whiteboard, use a pad of paper. I'm making graphs to force the choice in some respect, to get your client to make a decision how much a belief or how much sadness is present. So something as simple as having a number line from 0 to 100, or a 5-star system, or even, like, say, a pie graph, is tremendously helpful in giving a concreteness to feelings and beliefs. And as you're doing this technique, it also is really helpful to start asking your client the question, so what do you suppose is motivating 30% sadness? And what do you suppose is behind that 70% of satisfaction? That by using this technique, what you're simultaneously doing when you limit a feeling, you're allowing there to be a sense of being able to hold two things at the same time. There's and also going on. So that's important to, as you're asking questions, trying to tease out just getting numbers on the piece of paper or the whiteboard, explanations. And when your client is developing these explanations, noticing how their life is affected by certain things, well, then that also gives them direction to pursue more of, well, whatever is causing that 70% of satisfaction or happiness, well, how can we get more of that in your life? When you put numbers to things, well, okay, we have 30% angry. Well, what sort of things could you do to get 25% angry? Again, putting things in concrete terms is not just a motivation to see results and to gain traction that way, but also provides a goal, a benchmark that's more reachable than just don't have anger in your life, don't have sad. That's just too overwhelming and too abstract. That doesn't really serve anybody any good, and it really isn't effective. Now, as far as the homework aspect of things, you want to keep this simple. So something like I said, from a 0 to 100, 5-star system, whatever you want to do. But the idea is it has to be simple enough and easy enough to implement that your client's able to do this every single day of the week. You know, the power behind CBT is how we're able to bring those interventions into the rest of the week. You know, possible problems that you might hit when trying to push this intervention forward is, again, complexity. You know, is the client able to keep the piece of paper on him, you know, the graph and the measures that you guys are using? Well, can he keep it on him 24/7? You know, slip it in your pocket. Maybe you need to have multiple worksheets throughout the house, or post-it notes to serve as a reminder, so they just build so people will do it. And it's worth sticking with this one, because, you know, one common problem just in general that you have in therapy, not just in this technique, is the question clients have of, is therapy working? And you can throw as many research papers as you want that yes, therapy works. Yes, you know, generally, you know, 80% of people who go to therapy are doing way better than people who aren't. I mean, all that stuff's true, but if the person doesn't see it in their life, if they can't measure it in their life, well, then it doesn't really matter, even if it is working. So this technique is quite useful for the problem of tracking progress of therapy as well. And so that the client can see over, you know, 3 sessions, 10 sessions, 20 sessions, like, wow, like, you know, coming in, things used to be 60% sad, but now they're 15% sad. That provides that much more motivation to keep your client in therapy, so they can bring that down to 2 or 3%, which is more than an adequate target, and giving the people the life that they deserve to have. And I hope this video was helpful. If you enjoyed it, go ahead and give it a like and share it with your friends. And you can shoot me a comment in the comment box, or check out my website and email me there. See you in the next video.